What's up everybody, we're back with another raid guide, and today we're taking a look at Radiance of Azhara on Mythic difficulty. I'll be going over most of the mechanics, how to deal with them, and our overall tactic for this fight. So for this encounter you want 2 tanks, 4 healers and 14 DPS. Just a mix of ranged and melee DPS. So, what's new for Radiance on Mythic? Well, not a lot really. In Phase 2 or Intermission, whatever you want to call it, you will have to deal with 2 Storm Wraiths instead of 1. And everything just hurts a lot more, like always. So again, this fight plays out largely the same as it does on Heroic, just ramped up. What we did was split the raid up into 2 even groups, 1 tank, 2 healers and 7 DPS per group. And positioned 1 group in front of Radiance and 1 group behind. Whenever the tornadoes got out of hand, we moved a bit clockwise and tried to keep about the same pace on both groups. The tornadoes are quite forgiving as melee and you can dance around them pretty easily, but again, make sure to keep up with your groups. Players with arcane bombs simply moved back behind the raid a bit and we dispelled as soon as they got out. Just put up like a rule that you always dispel after 2 seconds or something. And I recommend tracking unshackled power as well. It hits for like 220k on everyone in the raid. So if you're low on HP, just pop a healing pot or a cooldown before it hits. And for you tanks out there, just swap on each Tide Fist to make healing easier. Save your cooldowns for Phase 2. Phase 1 shouldn't pose much of a threat compared with Phase 2. If you have any immunities that aren't poor mages, assign 1 per group to soak 1 of the squall traps leading into the storm rate. On that note, when Phase 2 starts, each group moves to whichever ad spawn to the left of them to keep the clockwise movement. Tanks want to tank their storm rate as close to the edge of the eye of the storm, and the rage should stack behind the ad. This is just so you don't get knocked out into all the nastiness going on outside. And players with arcane bombs should drop them to the sides of the ads to avoid players getting knocked into them. You want to focus down the small ads, the stormlings, as fast as possible, and you want to keep them interrupted at all time if possible. They deal a ton of damage on Mythic and should be your top priority during this phase. So keep the small ads interrupted and cleave them down. There's quite a lot of healing to be done during this phase, so set up some healing cooldowns in advanced, and tanks, don't skip out on defensive cooldowns during this phase. It hurts a lot. Defeat the storm rates and back to Phase 1. Following this, it's pretty much just rinse repeat. So there's not much to add, just focus on moving as a group so you don't scatter all over the place, top everyone off before unshackled power, and don't run into tornadoes or arcane bombs. And that's about it for this fight. I wish I could stretch it out to a longer video, but there's really not much to go through. It kinda just feels like they forgot to add some mechanics or something. But if I missed something, if you have any questions or if you run into any issues during your progression, feel free to hit me up. If you want more in-depth info about a certain part of the fight, like tanking, healing cooldowns, or whatever, just hit me up on Facebook or become a Patreon and you will get access to my Discord where you can get all my weak auras, healing cooldowns, notes, etc. And it's the fastest way to get a hold of me. With that said, if you liked this video, hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, and ring that notification bell. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.